Hello, hello, hello. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the stream for April for the Patron Challenge. How's everybody doing out there? We've got Cyber Gwen, who's been here since noon my time when I posted this, so like 5 hours ago. I think I posted it before, actually. By the way, sorry if you can hear a loud construction vehicle in the background. They have been the same construction project that's been happening outside of our apartment complex since we moved in here is still going on, and they've progressed to like right outside our building. So, yeah, it doesn't say that the mic's picking it up, but you never know. We got Cyber Gwen, we got Trickman Terry, we got Sadiq Cat, we got Josh, I saw Michael. Yeah, how's it going, everybody? You can't hear anything but my voice? Well, okay, good. At first I was like, oh, there's nothing else supposed to be playing. Yeah, the construction. Good. Awesome. So yeah, welcome to the live stream for the month of April. This is where we listen to all of the patron challenges for anyone who's in here who's not aware. We got Donk in here too. Every month I have a challenge for my patrons, and yeah, we all make some tracks and release them. Sorry, I'm just making sure everything's good. Yeah, someone is messaging me on Discord. What the heck's going on here? Oh, it's Sadiq Cat. I'm gonna read it on my phone really quick in case it's like something bad. Sadiq Cat says hello stream in DMs. Hello. Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, surely this can't be everyone because we had 11 entries and it says there's only 8 people in here. Let me go ahead and drop an at everyone in the Discord really quick here, because I guess I didn't do that. I did not. At everyone. Live now. There we go. But yeah, this month's challenge was for patrons to make a cover of my original song, Ghost in the Galaxy. I really had no restrictions other than that. I gave some guidelines here. So the original track was in A minor. The original tempo, I couldn't remember exactly. It was between 130 and 135. No longer than 5 minutes. Nothing offensive or copyrighted. And that was pretty much it. And we got 11 entries this month, which is the most that any of these challenges have ever had. So that is awesome. Oh, that's right. If Dots might not be here. I forgot she mentioned that. A game night, I think? Something like that? I'd rather be at a game night than this. No, just kidding. I don't have friends outside of the Discord, so no one to game with. But yeah, a cover of my original track, Ghost in the Galaxy. I also made a cover of it as well. Is it a cover if you cover your own song? I'm not sure. But before we listen to the entries, let's actually listen to my original track, Ghost in the Galaxy. I'm just here on my Bandcamp page. This song, I have not listened to this song in probably at least a year or two. This was on my first actual album that I ever released as Freebeat. I knew really nothing about electronic music, and I just threw some tracks together on the OPZ. Ghost in the Galaxy is track 7, and it's just this little melody I had banging around in my head for a year or two, and I finally just like put it into the OPZ and released it as a track. So there is like zero production value on this. If you haven't heard this before, you're in for a good laugh. But this is the track we were going to that we covered today. This is Ghost in the Galaxy. You might recognize the intro and the bass line. Here we go. All right. Well, as this wraps up here, that was certainly an experience. You know what? That's what I needed to release. I felt like I had to make something as Freebeat, so I was really happy to release my first ever song or album like 5 years ago. The bells are the glue that holds everything together. The bells part is my favorite part when I play that song live, because I play the bells on my sampling pad with drumsticks, which is a lot of fun to play that little arpeggiated part there. But enough about me, and enough about, as Galactic Tape said, my crappy version. Let's move on to the covers, shall we? We've got 11 of them to get through today. So excited that so many people entered. I hope this continues to grow and grow every month, and we just get more people participating in the challenges. I will say right now, stick around to the end of the stream, because I will be announcing, giving you all a sneak peek, I guess, of what the theme will be for next month. So if you're not a patron and you like the sound of the theme, you can head over to patreon.com/freebeat. And just for $1 a month, you get access to the Discord server, which is where we hold these challenges. So, yeah, it's gonna be an interesting one next month. We haven't really done anything like it before, but let's get to the task at hand here, which is listening to everybody's entries. We are going to start off. Well, let me make sure this is the first one. Yeah. The first one this month, the first person to submit was Sadiq Cat, who says, "This is my excuse for getting Arturia V Collection. Solid choice. V Collection is awesome. Shout out to Ghost in the Cabinet and Galactic Vinyl Ghosts presets. PS limiters and compressors go burr." All right. So this is Ghost in the Galaxy, Sadiq Cat's second version. Whoops, I messed up. I clicked in the wrong spot because I'm still not used to OBS on Mac. There we go. Alrighty, so without further ado, here we go. Let's listen to Sadiq Cat's cover. Take it away, Sadiq Cat. Damn. What a way to kick it off. Dr. Dre about to grab the mic. That was so cool. I love the heavy offbeat focus, and when the main melody came in, the like it was almost like a call and response of the same melody. And those bell presets were so good too. Oh, that was awesome. I'm a sucker for a good kind of like melodic rework. So yeah, I was all over that. That was awesome, Sadiq Cat. Well done. Way to kick us off. That was so cool. I feel kind of weird right now because I'm sitting here like I know this song. I've never had anyone cover one of my songs before, so I'm like I don't know. I feel strange in a super good way. Very flattered. That was really cool. Awesome job, Sadiq Cat. Yeah, well done. Now we've got Josh, who says, I got hyper focused on this and had way too much fun getting carried away with it. Hope y'all enjoy. Additional thoughts, spoilers. Did everything on the M8 again. Knew it had to be drum and bass. Ooh, that's exciting. First time trying to do build-ups and drop-ups, but I had a blast trying. Still learning this thing, but I worked extra hard to make the transitions feel good. Trying out some effects commands that I hadn't used before. Oh man, same. Me and the M8, there's so many effects commands that I've just never touched. Especially the DJ filter. Maybe I abused it too much. Oh man. I wanted it to be a tribute to not only the song but Freebeat as a whole, since it's like the theme song of the channel. Oh, thank you. Hopefully I did it justice. I can tell just by your description you absolutely did. Hey, ND Guardian's in here. Glad you're finally able to open chat. Yeah, I get to feel strange 10 more times. Well, one of these is my cover, so I'll feel strange 9 more times. But anyway, without further ado, let's move on to Josh's entry here. Take it away. Let's go. Holy shit. Uh, well, I don't even know what to say. That was insane. That was so cool. That was so epic. I loved some of the chords you brought in there too, and the pivots down to the 5 there a couple times. Yeah, oh, that was so cool. That I truly, I'm gonna have to listen to that like 10 more times. I mean, I already love like chiptune and kind of video game adjacent music, and that was right there. That my ADHD brain just clung to that. Wow. I wish I could say that was the original. Oh, man. I'm going to have to borrow those M8 project files from you. If it's cool with you, we'll talk later. Performing that one live would be pretty sweet. Damn, that was awesome. Wow. Just... I truly don't know what to say. That was phenomenal. Mind-blowing. Oh god, I have to I have to follow that. Okay, well, we're 2 for 2 on bangers so far, and 2 very different tracks, which I really love. You'll bundle it for me. I certainly appreciate that. I no joke, I would love to perform that one live. That would be crazy. And it's so different from Sadiq Cats too. So we've had 2 entries; they're already way different. Next up is mine, and it is also going to be very different. And by the way, I haven't heard any of these outside of mine. So normally I go through and just make sure they're like okay. Like I'll just do a brief, like make sure the song uploaded and everything. I wanted to go in completely blind this time and be surprised. So that's what I did. So yeah, outside of this next one, which is mine, I haven't listened to any of them. But yeah, moving on to Freebeats entry, my cover of my own song. From the start, I knew I wanted to go with real drums, real bass, and live played piano. I had no idea this was going to turn into like a Buddy Rich chart. This is my first time jazz drumming, like at an actual acoustic drum set in some time, probably like a decade or so. I still don't really know what I'm doing in terms of recording drums. I've been learning as I go. And the big prog rock kit that I have set up at my in-laws place is not great for jazz, so I was disappointed with how these drums turned out. But I really like the arrangement. I was proud I actually played electric bass on this, and this was my first time trying to play like a jazz-style piano solo since high school. So yeah, I had a good time making this cover. Out of context, can I do a complete walkthrough and tips and tricks of Ableton Move? Maybe. I don't like to do like complete walkthroughs anymore. Those kinds of videos just get away from me, like script-wise. But I will have some more tips and tricks coming in the near-ish future. Don't worry. A couple specific things that I've kind of been leaning towards on the move. But yeah, no worries. Feel free to ask any questions. I don't care if they're off topic. I'll answer them. But yeah, here you go. This is my version of a new version of Ghost in the Galaxy, featuring live drums, live bass, and some really bad piano playing and some other stuff. Enjoy. Yeah. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate the kind words. It was a lot of fun, honestly. I've never made a track like that, so super fun to use like synthy type instruments in a jazz setting like that. And this also kind of led me down a jazz chiptune rabbit hole, which that's a whole nother thing. That's not the challenge for next month, but we absolutely have to do some kind of jazz chiptune track in the future, because that's what an incredible genre that is. Thanks, everybody. Let us move on to Donk, who says Model D, the Arturia Mini V for everything. Lots and lots of LFOs for filters and octaves, lots of probability and skip and extra notes, MIDI effects, but there is an order to the chaos, I promise. All the original notes in the original order, although some are shifted in time and probability. Enjoy. Awesome. I'm up for something seemingly completely different than the first three, so here we go. This is Donk. Take it away. Oh, wait, hang on. I think Donk just said something in chat. Oh, no, it was Gwen. Oh, no, about Donk, though. Yeah, Donk has done every single challenge. It is 8 for 8. So shout out to Donk. That is very impressive. And now we will turn it over to Donk's entry. Here we go. Wow. I love I love the bass line in a major key. It gives like a whole new vibe to the song, doesn't it? And Sadiq Cat really nailed it. There was like a certain jazziness to it. I mentioned kind of like jazzy chip tune, and that's kind of what that felt like. Like obviously it was chaotic, but there was definitely an order to it, and yeah, that was pretty sweet. There were a couple. I think one was a delay, and one was like an ARP, if I remember, that were panned pretty hard left and right, and I really appreciated that too. I really liked that. I can't believe how different the four entries have been. That's so cool. Yeah, that was awesome. That one felt like a prequel. Like if I would have produced the original track at a higher quality and just better production value, I feel like Donk's entry would have been a wonderful like prequel to it, like setting it up like the search for the ghost in the galaxy. Super neat. Very cool. By the way, if you see my cursor move on screen, I'm not actually on the tab that I have open with all the entries for hardly any of this. I just wiggle it, and no matter where I move it, it shows up on the display or on OBS, no matter what tab I'm on. So yeah, I'm not just wildly zooming around that page. I promise. Yeah, well done, Donk. That was awesome. And 1 synth for everything. Arturio's Mini V. That was very cool. All right. Next up, we have Jan, who says, I skipped Galactic Tapes, didn't I? Yes, I did. Galactic Tapes, who says, it's a shorty, done on the move. Yeah, Galactic Tapes finally got an Ableton Move after months of me trying to convince him. Yeah. I guess not much context here. Galactic Tapes, take it away. Here we go. Whoa. Whoa. Yeah, I wish it was longer. That was crazy. Only issue is the length. Yeah. That was nuts. I guarantee you that when I was making that original track back in probably late 2019, I knew someone was going to say that's what she said. And how did I know it was going to be Galactic Tapes? Back when I was making that track in 2019, I guarantee you I would have never in a million years thought that the track could sound like that. So, Galactic Tapes, I think you sent me like the first 15 seconds of that in a DM. I think we were talking about it. And I think did that start off as a joke and then you just kept pushing through and turned it into your actual entry? Because that is so cool if you did. That was crazy. James Port says these are all way more interesting for film or pictures than 90% of the stuff I hear. That would make for a crazy movie trailer. Like if Ghost in the Galaxy was a film, and then you just out of nowhere you just you just hear like that would be absolutely insane. Acapella? Acapella Ghost in the Galaxy. Oh my god. Well, save the acapella for maybe an upcoming challenge. That's all I'll say there. All right. We are moving on to Jan is up next, who says, I made my version using punch-in effects and tape on the OPXY. Sometimes it sounds great, and sometimes punch-in effects actually make things worse. So for a better version, I would probably sequence the effects I like, but I ran out of time before I could try it. Hey, that's all right. A little bit of improv and happy accidents and happy mistakes are a thing too. Showing images on every beat, that'd be crazy. All right, here we go with Jan with Ghost in the Galaxy .m4a. Straight from the OPXY. Let's have a go. That was super sick. That was kind of an interesting, yeah, some people said back to the OP, dash whatever. Because like the track started on the OPZ and the kind of a full circle moment. How it's come back to the OPXY. That was super cool. Those punch-in effects sounded great, I thought. I didn't really think any of them sounded bad at all. I really like how you incorporated the section down to the flat 6, flat 7, that F and G there. I don't know if anybody's done that yet. I completely forgot about that section when I was doing my cover. So yeah, that was very cool to incorporate those as well. And how syncopated, I think it was Cyber Gwen said how cool the syncopated melody got in there too, which I agree with. Yeah, that sounded great to me. I really enjoyed that one. That was awesome. I kind of want an OPXY now. But I also don't want to give Teenage Engineering any more of my money. I haven't bought a TE product since the I bought the PO 133 Street Fighter at the beginning of 2021 or 2022, I think, for like $50 on Amazon. Yeah, these are all so different. I love it. Like I could always buy a table from TE. Yeah, no kidding. I was gonna say, like, so far these could all just be like an album. You know what I mean? Like, that's so sick. And it would only be like slightly repetitive. People would just kind of recognize the main motif, but that's about it. Very cool. All right. Yeah, well done, Jan. I don't know if Jan's in chat or not. Yeah, I couldn't buy a table from TE either. All right, moving on. Here's someone who is in chat. We've got CyberGwen, who says, here goes, very acid. Yes, the melody made it in. Jam is over at 5 minutes. There's only 15 seconds of delay. Tail after. I'm going to cut it right at 5 minutes. All right. Ooh, the Razzmatazz is in here too. All right. Hell yeah. Here we go. CyberGwen, take it away. Yeah, that bass line. That's maybe the coolest interpretation of the bass line I think I've heard of the Ghost in the Galaxy bass line. That was so cool. That just that slide from the it sounded like it was an A still, from the A to the high A on the 303. Beautiful. That was so cool. Love that it was a live performance too. That was so much fun. You would be dancing, but you're too lazy. I definitely was dancing in my chair. That's yeah. If we're gonna name one of these tracks "Ghost in the Nightclub," it's absolutely that. That sounded like A. No, it did not. Now I gotta know. My perception of where A is right now is terrible. I'm so bad at perfect pitch, and I can't even hear my bass that I'm plucking right now. I don't think that was A, though. Now I'm just going to look like an idiot, because this video will be up forever. That's fine. Yeah, that was perfect for the 303. That sounded so well, yeah. As Terry says, well done, Cyber Gwen. Well done indeed. Alrighty. Moving right along. I don't know how to pronounce your name, Izordi? Izordi? I'm not sure. It's B, but it's sharp. Oh, okay. So close enough to A. Azordi says, well, this is my first entry ever here. It's not very long. It's as far as my attention span got me. I feel that. Also have a website to do. Oh. It's very inspired by French mental tribe genre. I can't say I'm too familiar with that genre. I used Ableton Live and almost exclusively used Vital for basically every instrument except the drum kit that you can barely hear. And Sadiq Cat's MIDI stamps. Thanks for them, my friend. Oh yeah, Sadiq Cat provided some MIDI files for everybody, I believe, of the track. So shout out to Sadiq Cat for that. Really struggled with the mastering of the low frequencies as a newbie, but I also learned, so that's cool. That's what it's all about. I'm still very much a newbie when it comes to mixing and mastering. So as long as you can learn one thing from like every project, you're trending in the right direction. It's my first kind of finished project since a while, so that feels great, but I'm not entirely satisfied with it. But hey, that's something. Hope you like it. That is, you released something. That is like the first step that 99% of people just can't get past. So just in doing that, you've already got yourself out there. And like you said, you're learning. And I know you're not in chat, but hopefully you watch this back. You're a friend of Sadiq Cat, which means you're probably over in France, which probably means you're asleep like Sadiq Cat should be right now. But anyway, and CyberGwen too, I believe, is also overseas. Yeah. Anyway, here we go. Izordi, I'm sure I'm butchering that name. I'm so sorry. With their first entry, Ghost in the Galaxy. Here we go. Nothing wrong with that as far as I can tell. I love I said it in chat, but I love how the bass line pretty much held. That was an A. I know that. It held that A pretty much like that pedal tone, and then after the melody played its, then the bass line jumped up and did the that was really cool. I would have never thought of that. That was really neat. A super cool take, I think, on how those two melodic elements interact. Yeah, definitely left us wanting more. And then I liked when the bass line went up to the C, and then I think the D over that. And then I want to say it dropped down to like B flat before dropping to A at one part. But yeah, that was really well done. Super cool. Especially if you weren't very confident in it. I mean, yeah, that's excellent. I would have been thrilled to release that. Yeah, very well done. And thank you for participating for the first time. Hope to see you in many months down the road. That makes it sound like I hope you go away and then come back. No, I'm so bad at live streaming. I hope to see you every month from here on out. Yeah. Awesome. All right, let's see. How many do we have left? We've got 3 left. All right, this has been a trip, everybody. This has been a wild ride. Like, I don't still quite know how I feel. Absolutely crazy. Next up, we've got If Dots. Excuse me, I'm going to have a sip of water real quick. That's better. It was great. I hope to never hear from you again. Quite the opposite. It was great. I hope we hear many more entries from you. All right, moving on to If Dots. She says, I started this with the prompt. This feels like something that should have some guitars in it. Yeah, I agree. Ghost in the Galaxy should have guitars in it. Anyways, one short burst of lyrics later. Excuse me? Again, I haven't heard any of these. I came up with this, gave it 2 weeks to sit, then came back and realized that trusting Ozone's AI mastering to work was a fool's errand. So I remastered it, re-recorded the vocals, changed the vocal chain, added some pitch down background vocals. The ending bit could go on for another minute or two, but in the interest of brevity, I didn't do that. Hope you enjoy. All right. Wow, some vocals, huh? And Ghost in the Galaxy. All righty. Well, here we go. This is called There's a Ghost in the Galaxy by If Dots. Let's hear it. Here we go.
Do they wonder
Whoa, that was a journey. That was crazy. Some of those guitar chords and just I mean the chord changes in general were very cool. I love the fake out in the beginning, where we're jamming and then like boom, like key change, like half step up, I think it was, or maybe full step, I can't remember. That was very interesting, and the vocals, oh my god, the vocals, uh, they add so much. I would have never imagined Ghost in the Galaxy with vocals. My friend Oliver Philip Zimmerman and I, who his character that he played in our opening sketches, Oliver, OPZ, is the ghost from Ghost in the Galaxy. But we always joke that the lyric is just "There's a ghost in the galaxy. There's a ghost in the galaxy. There is a ghost more dead than most. There is a ghost inside the galaxy." If Dots, your lyrics were way better than that. Yeah, that was so sick. Oh, I'm okay. Now I'm thrilled for next month's challenge. Absolutely thrilled. Hint, hint. Yeah, well done, If Dots. I know that you're not here. I hope you're having fun. I want to say it was game night. I can't remember. But I hope you're having fun. And I hope you come back and watch. And know that we all loved your entry. All right. Next up, we've got MD. No, okay, hang on. Trickman Terry. Is that why he's OPZ? Yeah, so his name is not Oliver Philip Zimmerman, but for the Halloween live show in 2020, we came up with like a backstory because we wanted to do like kind of a haunted show. So we came up with this whole fake backstory for Freebeat that I had a partner like back in the 1920s, and his name was Oliver Philip Zimmerman. And then he died because I made him play too many parts while I just did the drums. And yeah, like his name reveal, or his name was a big reveal like in the show. Yeah, that's just so that's how he became OPZ. Michael, if you are lost, I highly recommend going back and watching the old Freebeat live concerts, starting with Freebeat Live All Hallows Eve in 2020. Every summer I put on a live stream concert here on the channel with like where I actually perform live. And back during COVID times when we had a lot more free time, we came up with like comedy sketches to open the sets and stuff like that. And it was a lot of fun. Freebeat Live for this year will be announced fairly shortly. So I do hope that we had pretty solid attendance at those concerts in years past, but they've dropped off the past couple of years. So I'm really hoping to push forward, get a bit more marketing out there, and we would love to have a substantial live audience this time for the concert this year. So you will see a marketing push for that start pretty soon, as well as a date. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on here to MD, who says, as is CyberGwen's, my entry for this month's challenge is an acid take on Ghost in the Galaxy. Mine's more of a fragment, though, made it with an SEO2, PolyN Play, and PolyN Synth, all of which I love, but none of which I've had more than a month. Nice. This is the first music I've recorded in nearly 20 years. It's very unpolished and unfinished, but I'm so glad to be sharing it with you all. Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing, MD. That's very cool. Your first time in 20 years releasing music. Yeah, I'm honored. Alrighty. Here we go. This is MD's take on Ghost in the Galaxy. As the title implies, this might be MD's fourth take. Or maybe MD is like me and every iteration that I save just has another number on it. Anyway, here we go. Take it away, MD. Whoa. That was super interesting. I love how much variation people are able to get out of that. It's such a simple little melody, but people are really pushing it in very different directions. Oh, that's so cool. That was another one. Maybe it's just the sound of the 303, because I just kind of found myself just zoning out and just staring off into space listening, and I did that on Cybergwens as well. That's got to be that 303. I do like how those it was kind of like a harpish sound there. I like that it almost took over like the bass line there. So that was really interesting too. Yeah, it's just been so cool seeing how people have been interpreting the song. Because I mean, realistically, there's not much to the song at all. So seeing all the different directions people went is just kind of blowing me away a bit. I'm sorry if I've kind of seemed subdued, but this has been a very humbling challenge to listen to. This I feel really honored. Just crazy. All right, and that brings us to our final entry of this month, and it comes from Trickman Terry, the one, the only, who says, "Here it is. I'm not leaving any description on this one. The title is enough. Hopefully everyone waits for the live show to listen to it. Enjoy." I did wait until the show, until the live stream. Did I leave a like on it? A heart? Yes, I did. Okay, cool. So the name of this one is Ghost in the Cowboy Galaxy, and I'm just wondering what the hell Trickman Terry is up to name this Ghost in the Cowboy Galaxy. So I've seen this title like for the past couple, or when did you submit this, Terry? Yesterday? Yeah. So I've been looking at this for almost 24 hours here, just wondering what the hell this was going to be. I can't wait to click play. Here we go. This is Trickman Terry with Ghost in the Cowboy Galaxy. Oh my god. That was incredible. I like ending on the E, just letting it just end up down there on the 5. That was cool. Trickman Terry, I'm gonna tell you all right now. I without knowing anything about Terry's entry, I'm gonna tell you all right now. He played that guitar on jam sessions for the Nintendo DS. I'd know that sound anywhere. And how it strums, that has to be jam sessions. If I'm wrong, I I do not believe I am wrong. That has to be Jam Sessions. I'm waiting. I'm a little ahead of chat. I'm like 15, 20 seconds ahead over here. So I'm just waiting for Terry to confirm. That had to have been Jam Sessions on the DS. Okay, yes. I was going to say, it hit me like halfway through. I was like, I know where that guitar is from. That's incredible. What a way to end it. Oh man, I'm going to play that for OPZ and he is going to fall out of his chair laughing. I can't wait to go play that for Lady Freebeat as soon as I'm done streaming. Oh my god. That was amazing, Terry. Well done. I mean, honestly, everybody, I don't know what to say. This was one of the coolest things I've ever experienced. I'm so glad that I didn't listen to any of the entries other than like 20 seconds of Galactic Tapes, not thinking that would actually be it. You all killed it. You all absolutely crushed it. We had 11 entries, 10 if you don't count mine, and 11 including mine, very different takes on Ghost in the Galaxy. That was so much fun. Thank you all for indulging in that. I really don't know what to say. That was one of the coolest experiences I've had in like recent memory. Just listening to everybody's take on one of my original pieces from first starting the channel. I actually started that when my wife and I lived at her parents' house briefly before we got our apartment. Like, I've had that melody in my head since before I got the OPZ, so this was definitely kind of like a I don't even know what kind of experience to call it, but it was a very fun one. I was very contemplative during the whole time too. This wound up being a little more emotional for me than I thought it would. Yeah, that was awesome. And Terry, you are right. I was not expecting that from you at all. Okay, before everybody goes, are we ready to find out the theme or the challenge for next month's challenge? I'm going to preview it right now, right here for everybody. The information will still drop next Patreon Tuesday. But I will say right now, if you want to participate in next month's challenge and you are not a patron, all you have to do is go to patreon.com/freebeat. It should be linked in the description of this video. It just costs $1 a month to access the patron-only Discord, and then you're in. Then you get to enter. So next month's challenge is to create a song using your own vocals. But hang on, it doesn't have to be like singing or anything like that. It could be like mouth percussion. It could be normal vocals, but it could be like mouth percussion. It could be you like singing parts or humming parts. It could be vocal chops. The only thing is that you have to record the vocals or the samples yourself. So everything has to come from your mouth. And you can use other elements as well, but the vocal elements that you do use need to come from your mouth. And then, of course, no longer than 5 minutes, nothing copyrighted or offensive or anything like that. The details will be in next week's Patreon Tuesday. I mean, you should all pretty much know the larger details by now. But yeah, your own vocal has to be in your song. No resubmissions, Terry. That was your own whistling, though. That's super cool. But yeah, so again, pretty much open to interpretation. And if you have any questions, just DM me on Discord, or you can throw it in challenge discussion. Can you burp and use it for the track? I'm going to say yes. But when you submit, just like when we do Terry cheating already, just like when we do tracks that have like where we require specific elements, I would like you to actually tell us, what you did for the vocals when you enter. But again, all that info will be in the official post, which will go out on Tuesday. But But yeah, there you go. You can start working on lyrics or collecting vocal samples or vocal chops or mouth percussion or hummed or sung parts or vocoded stuff. I don't really care how you do it, but you got to use your own voice in your track. Alrighty, everybody. What a fun stream this was. This was so cool. I know I've said that a million times, but really, I'm touched from the bottom of my heart. Thank you to everybody who entered and showed up to listen. We consistently had, I think, about 15 people in here, so that's pretty good for these Wednesday streams. I think I am going to start streaming a bit more throughout the month, probably just on Wednesdays at around this time. Just see if we can drive more people into the Patreon, onto the Patreon page, and therefore into the Discord, because it just costs $1. The more entries we have, the better. It's so much fun doing these challenges. But yes, as Gwen says, thank you so much. Or no, as Gwen says, everybody's submissions were pure fire, really, really amazing. Yeah. So thank you, everybody. Thank you for participating. Really looking forward to next month as well. You're all just the best audience and patrons. I'd be lost without you guys. So thank you so very much. We can definitely be stream buddies there, Indie Guardian. Absolutely. Yeah, Indie Guardian's been streaming games lately, so you can check out his channel. You can just click on his profile. I think you can find it that way, right? Yeah. Right on. I provide the games, you provide the awesome music. It's just going to be Trickman Terry's submission on repeat, let's be honest. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for an awesome stream. I'm going to go make some dinner and watch Survivor tonight with my wife. That sounds like a fun evening. The one reality TV show that I watch. The one TV show, period, I think I watch. I don't really watch TV. Anyway, yeah, take care, everybody. Have a wonderful night or morning or day. Sadiq Cat, Cybergwen, go the hell to bed. And Doc, too, I believe you are also overseas. Yeah, bedtime. Have a good night, folks. Have a good one. We will see you next time. Take care.